If you struggle with making big decisions, life decisions, little decisions, any kind of decision, I'm going to help you out today because your life is shaped by the choices that you make. And how do I know? Because I've lived them. And I so want you to join me on this journey today as I talk about the kinds of choices that we make, how we make them, and how we can make better and more loving choices by a couple of tools. Viktor Frankl once wrote, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitudes in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way." And Viktor Frankl wrote this book called The Man's Search for Meaning, and it is one of my top favorite books of all time because he was in a concentration camp and tortured and almost murdered, and yet he still remained his dignity by knowing that no one could take his freedom to choose his attitude. That was a really good one, and that's kind of hard to remember, but I want that for you because I want you to remember that. Then I also want you to remember this other quote that he says. It's one of my favorite ones. "Between stimulus and response, there is a space, and in that space is our power to choose our response." Now, that gap, that space is really hard to find somebody because a lot of us, myself included, I have an experience and I have a stimulus and then I have a response. I'm going to fix it right away. And I have this one thing that you can do, actually two questions you can ask. So listen up as I share this story and then the tool that this story could be using. I was sitting across from a friend of mine who was about 20 years old at the time, and I was really curious about his going to college because it was a really big deal to him. He got a full ride to Stanford. I was so happy for him, and I said, "So how's college going?" He says, "Oh, I'm not going." I'm like, "Why aren't you going? Tell me about why you're not going to college. You wanted to be a neurosurgeon." And he says, "Well, my mom, my girlfriend, I'm like, "No, I don't know. What are you talking about?" "Well, I was just having problems with my mom and problems with my girlfriend." I said, "And so you made the choice. Nobody else made the choice. You made the choice not to go to university." And then his eyes widened up because he was blaming his parents. He was blaming everybody, but not taking responsibility for the choice that he made. And so when he said that, his hands went on and he started crying. And I lifted his little face up and I said, "It's okay, you can make another choice." And he did. And he did go back to school. And I'm so excited for him. And he's doing really, really well. And he made a choice. He didn't realize he made a choice, but not making a choice is a choice. And then he did something about it. And you can too. So here are the two questions that you can ask yourself when you're about ready to make a decision. This is all you got to do, is ask yourself, is this healthy? And is this loving? And when you ask yourself that question, when you're in a calm state in the morning or wherever it is, and you're not being distracted by anybody else, the decision will come to you. The harder part is to honor that decision because I have a tendency to override my intuition. But that's something that I would really love for you to try. Is this decision I'm about to make healthy for me? Is this decision I'm about to make loving for me? And those questions will give you your answers, I promise. And today I'm reading from Melody Beatty's is about being freedom and all about freedom, and you're free to follow your heart, and no one has taken your freedom away, even though it might feel like it. You may have relinquished it for reasons known and unknown, but you've always been free to choose. And you have been choosing whether or not you have been conscious of your choices. And for many years you chose not to be free. Then you felt stifled, so you growled and you rebelled, and that was an important part of your journey, and it helped you break out of your prison, loosening the chains around you. Now you see the truth. You have always been free, and I just want you to know that. You can always make a different choice that's more loving to you and more kinder to you, more healthy for you, and sometimes those decisions are hard, but I know you've got what it takes to make the one that is most loving for you. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. I love you.